enthusiastic about my own stuff right now. But no, it was a great time. We had a great time on a road trip. Did your parents tell you to tell everyone you had a great time? That's what we did. We made an official family statement. How was the road trip? We had a great time! It's very hard to say it actually, genuinely, enthusiastically. Well, we had a great time! Tell them, kids! In one 24-hour period, this isn't an exaggeration, 7-year-old vomited on the dog in the middle of the desert. Police pulled me over for speeding and I cried in front of them. We arrived at an Airbnb at night time and there were no keys in the lockbox. And then the next morning we drove away and my husband had left the portable speaker on the roof of the car and it flew into the bushes. That was 24 hours. We were away for 2.5 weeks. We had a great time! No, we did. We had a great time. We love adventures in our car. We found a drive-in cinema. Do you know what that is? Kids don't know what that is. Do you know what a drive-in cinema is? It's where you watch a movie in your car. It's amazing. Big screen like that, and you just drive up in your car. Amazing. And I've always wanted to go to one with my family because I kind of romanticize them from my childhood, you know, like you do with everything from your childhood that's not good enough to exist anymore. So we went to a movie. I put my 2 kids and my husband in the car, drove them there, parked right in the middle, and my husband said, "Babe, everyone else is facing backwards." And I went, "Not to worry, just do a quick, inconspicuous 7-point turn and we'll get that car the right way." And we parked backwards, turned off the motor, got out of the car, and my husband said, "Babe, everyone else is getting folding chairs out of their big cars." And we had to pretend that we wanted to watch Croods 2 as a family of 4 crammed into the back of a Prius boot. So we all crammed ourselves in. And then we noticed that a Prius doesn't have accessories mode. Now that sounds boring normally, but in this story it's very relevant because it means in order to listen to the movie on our radio, we had to have the engine on for the entire 2 hours, which meant that every 5 minutes the hybrid engine would rumble to life and send a wave of exhaust fumes over our tiny little family.
Oh no.
You're from South Australia and you've met here in Melbourne, your family from Queensland. So many states represented in this. So you're from Queensland, you're from South Australia, and you just decided to meet, not even in the middle, because the middle's a bit hot, isn't it? Hot and dry. Yeah, where are you staying? Oh my gosh. That's like 2 big families all together in a hotel. Okie dokie. Hey, you know what? I'll come around later, we'll get the full story then. I have family in Western Australia, which means I haven't been allowed to see them in some time. And I got, my mum's just over from Perth, not watching this show, just somewhere looking at more interesting things. My mum is visiting from Perth, I'm so excited to have her here. My dad wouldn't come. He's an interesting man, over in Perth, recently retired, taken up all sorts of new hobbies. His favourite seems to be leaving the room in the middle of the conversation. Does anyone know an older person that does that? That's a real retired man thing to do. Mum and I were having a chat with him last Christmas in the lounge room. In the middle of it, he just gets up, walks over to the glass sliding door, opens it, closes it, sits down facing out. Doesn't even pretend he needs a wee or something like a decent human being. Just sits right there facing away from us, middle of the conversation. "We can see you, Dad." "We can see you, old man." Anyway, it must be great. It must be great to be you're old enough to be allowed to do that. This is Christmas 2020. It's very hard to remember the years now, isn't it? Very hard to remember the years. My dad wore the same pair of thongs for whole Christmas. The whole week we were there. The same pair of thongs. A really strange one. His dad said, Dad, it's just a thong. And he goes, I always tell the thong will be too tight. So now I buy them 3 sizes too thick. Cut them down with second curls. That's the sort of beautiful idea that you need to be retired to come up with, isn't it? You people with regular school, work lives, you got too much on. You can't think of those. Amazing. I mean, honestly, can we just acknowledge the audacity he has of suggesting that thongs are a restrictive piece of footwear? I salute you, old man. Always found thongs a bit too tight. Did you? Did you, Dad? How do you deal with underwear? Don't answer that. It's good. Good to know I can see him again. Silly old Dad. Do you, I did mention time has no meaning. Who here had to do any remote learning? We'll get off stage in a sec, but yeah, so you ended up doing remote learning. All right, thumbs up or thumbs down for remote learning? Thumbs in the middle. Seriously, thumbs in the middle. Okay, I'll tell you what, that wouldn't be the answer your parents gave, because wasn't it beautiful learning together that we are not meant to be teachers? Oh my goodness, I thought I was going to be so good at it. I was like, I love learning and I love my children. Not anymore. She wasn't listening, don't worry. Not anymore. Not after 2 years of remote learning. Yuck, wasn't it awful? My first year of it, I only had 1 year 1 student. Boring. So boring for both of us. 3 weeks, maths was learning to tell the time. In 2020, why bother? Time has no meaning, does it? How long is a day? A year! Actually. How many days in a week? None. It's just one long, eternal night. It's good to have remote learning over. Don't worry, I'm wrapping up. Why would I when I'm having the best time of my life? Oh, that's right, because my child needs a week. I'll leave it at this. Kirsty Mo mentioned I do the Great Australian Bake Off. Great show. It's all about baking. It's on the television. It's a very divisive show. That means that 20% of people absolutely love it, and the other 80% don't know what's wrong.
Over there on Burke Street until the 10th of 8, so get along to check that out if you can. We have one final act.
Wow, my goodness, look at all these people there. choreographer and director, aren't you, Daryl? That's right. So, we're going to do some moves. So, shall we start off with one of your signature moves, Vinny?
Yeah, Daryl. Well, then actually I could do maybe a little bit of poetry.
A bit of poetry?
Yeah, like maybe recite a poem that I've written. It's a beautiful poem.
Okay, who wants a poem? Okay. Enthusiasm in the front row.
This poem is for you.
Take it away, Vinny.
Okay, this is my first time doing poetry in public. I have a friend.
face.